So Paco Rabanne just released another 1 million flanker. Is it going to be better than the previous releases? Stay tuned to find out. Alright, so today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time comes from the house of Paco Rabanne. It is their latest 1 million flanker. We have 1 Million Parfum. So 1 Million Parfum from the house of Paco Rabanne is a men's sweet leather fragrance released in 2020. The noses behind this fragrance are Christophe Renaud and Quentin Bisch, and is an eau de parfum concentration. Alright, let's check out the presentation. So unfortunately I only have a tester box for this fragrance, but I will put a picture of the actual box down here in the corner. This one does resemble the other boxes from the line. Not too much has changed. It does come in a gold box. It does say 1 Million Parfum here. The house here at the bottom. Other than that, not too much going on with this box. Let's check out the bottle. So here's the bottle for 1 Million Parfum. Still does resemble the other bottles from the line. Looks like the gold bar. Only big difference I can see is it does have some lines shooting out here from behind the number one. I think it's supposed to resemble maybe sun rays. Not really 100% sure on that one. But it does resemble the other ones. Other than that, not too many changes with this bottle. So the notes for 1 Million Parfum are tuberose, ambroxan, cashmerean, leather, and ladamum. Yeah, so I have a little bit of experience with the 1 Million line. I do still own the original and I own Lucky, and those are my two favorite. And I'm, got really excited hearing they released another one because you just never know what you're going to get. I fell in love with Lucky, so I'm not really sure where this one's going to go. By reading some of these notes, don't know what direction it's going to go. The tuberose is going to make it floral. Obviously the leather note in there is going to make it leathery. I did get a sort of an idea of this fragrance from a quote that was given by one of the noses, Quentin Bisch. So he's quoted in saying, "The original idea of this one comes from an accident. Back from vacation, I had 2 bottles broken in my leather bag. One was my sunscreen, and the other was a sample of Cistus. The smell was absolutely divine. I captured it with one simple formula, a contrasted smell of Mannoy tuberose blended with the resinous leather." So judging by his description, I'm getting sort of a sunscreen, sort of salty, leathery type of fragrance is what I'm thinking it's going to smell like. Not really sure if that sounds as good or as divine as he's putting it, but we're going to check this one out and give this fragrance a first impression. There we go. Clean hand, a couple sprays. Good sprayer. Okay. Definitely getting a candied sweetness from this one that reminds me of the original bubblegum sweet. Very sweet. Not sure where that's coming from, but it's there. Yeah, definitely getting that that old school original formula bubblegum type of feel from the original 1 Million. Way sweeter than I thought it was going to be. Not quite getting the leather yet. That tuberose is in there, but it's not over the top. It's being blended very well. Sometimes I believe tuberose can come off as perfumey to my nose, and right now this isn't doing that. I'm very surprised by this one. It's just very sweet. It's almost like a powdery, candied sweet. It's not changing too much right now, but I can definitely see why this one will be considered a 1 Million flanker. And definitely not what I was expecting. He says in, a salty sunscreen type of smell. And I believe Mannoy oil, I believe Brandon a while back told me that Mannoy oil comes off a bit like sunscreen. This one's starting to change. It's getting creamier, and I'm starting to get that suntan lotion vibe. It's almost like a coconut type of vibe. But there's no coconut in this, and it's not super coconutty or anything like that. It's just I'm starting to see the transition. I'm starting to get that transition from the opening to that sunscreen bit that he was referring to. Yeah, I do think fans of 1 Million will like this fragrance. I really thought it was going to be something really, really different. But this one is keeping that sweet DNA. That sweet bubblegum DNA. This one seems to be a bit more candy, like powdery candy, a little pixie stick kind of powdery sweet. I want to say this reminds me of something I've tried not that long ago, but it's nothing that it's like spot on copy or anything like that. It's just something in this reminds me of something else. I'm starting to get that leather, but it's not over the top leather. Again, this one does smell nice. It's very sweet, and nothing like I thought it was going to be. This is actually very youthful, very sweet. I'm starting to get that salt, so it's a little dry, kind of has that sea salt vibe. Right now, you know, if I'm just comparing to that sweetness, but other than that, it's sort of standing on its own. It definitely does seem like it's a 1 million flanker. Like, I can totally see why they made this composition and they put it into a 1 million bottle. Again, not exact, but I do like this one. This might be a better, maybe more wearable version of the original. I'll have to try them side by side maybe in the update, but I can't see any issues with this fragrance. It's very high quality. I can tell it's super duper strong. It's only been a few minutes though, so obviously that can change. This one's getting creamier. The leather's starting to kick in. Yeah, getting a little sweeter. Again, no vanilla in this, at least from what I'm reading here. There's no vanilla in the notes that I found. But I'm getting almost a vanilla sweetness in this. Not sure if that's coming from the tuberose. Because I want to say that tuberose mixed with certain things does kind of give off a bit of a sweet type of scent. But I'm not an expert on these things. I'm just going back to experience and other fragrances where I've tried some of these notes. Yeah, but right now this fragrance is nice, and I think it's actually going to have good performance. Yeah, very sweet, powdery. The top had that bubblegummy bit that seemed to have worn off right now. Just sweet, powdery, slightly floral. It's creamy. It's a little salty. But yeah, like this fragrance right now. Hoping it changes into something something more. I like my fragrances develop, you know. Hope this was just not a one-trick pony and just stays here. But right now, not a bad fragrance. I can see myself probably wearing this one in, you know, summertime because it does have that beachy vibe. And, you know, eau de parfum, you got a parfum in hot weather. This thing's going to be a beast. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm looking forward to trying this fragrance, wearing this one tonight, the next few days, and give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. Alright, so I'm back with my update for 1 Million Parfum from the house of Paco Rabanne. Yeah, so I spent the last couple of days with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I do really like this one. We'll start with that opening. It was very sweet and slightly bubblegummy, very alluring, very sexy opening. On the first day, I did really gravitate towards the tuberose notes, which is a floral notes with the sweet notes in this. That sort of reminded me of Mercedes-Benz Select Night, which I did a video on about a month or so ago, and that one had orange blossom and vanilla. Again, they don't smell alike, but just the floral notes with the sweetness sort of reminded me of that one. That was on the first day of trying that one. But on the second day, the leather notes really stood out. Not really sure why. It stood out more on one day than the other, but the second day I really did get a lot of leather in this one, which is really nice. It did kind of butch this one up a little bit, gave it a little more maturity, which I liked. Took away some of that sweetness because it was very sweet in the opening. But it wasn't in your face, wasn't too animalic, too skanky. It worked just right with this fragrance. I went on for Granica and they actually added some different notes that were on there that I got from Parfumo.net. They actually added some salt, some ambergris, and some pine. Now, I don't know if I got so much the pine, but I do feel I got some ambergris because there was some freshness in this one, and there was some seaside sort of vibe with this one. I did mention some tropical, a tropical feel in the first half of the video, so the salt and the ambergris really helped kind of keep that going a little bit, and also helped me enjoy this one during the day. And you know, whenever it went into the evening time, it was still really nice and very nice, sexy fragrance then too. Really glad I got a chance to get my nose on this one. Longevity for this fragrance was excellent. I got 10 plus hours with this fragrance. This is a parfum version of 1 Million. It definitely lived up to that name because it did last all day and all night. 10 plus hours is a long time. So I'm definitely glad that it actually lasted a long time. You know, some other fragrances out there will claim to be parfums, but they are not. And this one, I'm glad to say, is. Projection for this fragrance was excellent. It wasn't beast mode by any means, but the first 3 to 4 hours were really, really strong. I got a good 1.5 feet, 2 feet of projection with this one for the first 3 to 4 hours, and it kept pushing out after that, but the first 3 to 4 hours are super strong with this fragrance. Seasons for this fragrance. Well, this fragrance is very sweet and a little spicy and has really good performance. So I do think it'll be good for the cooler months of the year. This fragrance also does give off like a suntan lotion sort of feel, and it's very fresh from the ambergris and the salt. So it gives it a bit of a seaside tropical feel. So I definitely think this fragrance is good for all seasons. Occasions for this fragrance, like I mentioned before in the seasons department, I do think you can wear this fragrance for all occasions. I think the freshness in this one, that seaside tropical suntan lotion vibe, is good for, casual day wear, but it's also very sweet and sexy with that leather note. So I definitely think you can wear this one for evening events, dressed down as well. It's definitely strong enough and sweet enough for the club. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say, are 25 and up. I do think the younger noses will really appreciate the sweet notes in this fragrance. It does quickly change into a floral fragrance, though. Very creamy floral fragrance from that tuberose. I do think that the younger noses might be turned off by that. This one also has a nice punch of leather in there as well. I do think the younger guys won't like that as well. So 25 and up, I think, would be a good middle of the road age range for this fragrance, because I do think the older guys can really appreciate the floral notes and the leather notes. So overall, I do really like this fragrance. I don't love it, but I do really like this one. I did really like the performance in this fragrance. The longevity and the projection were excellent with this fragrance. And, it is a parfum, and like I mentioned before, some companies will put parfum on their bottle and they don't last very long. This one actually does. So if you like fragrances that last a long time, you're going to love this one. Also, I really liked the versatility of this fragrance. It's sweet and sexy, so you can wear it at night and for formal events, but it's also very fresh and sort of tropical feeling, and so you can wear that one casually during the day. It's not too strong to where you're going to really offend people around you, because I wore quite a few sprays and no one really complained at work. And I work in a little office, and I would have heard something, yet I didn't. So those are really great reasons to go and try this fragrance. I guess the only reason why I didn't like this one was just because the floral note in this one. The floral note was the deal breaker in that Mercedes-Benz Select Night that I mentioned before. And it might be the deal breaker for this one as well. I didn't really get it so much the second day, but the first day, I just didn't like it. It was just creamy and floral. And, sometimes I like tuberose, but, in some fragrances it comes off a little perfumey. It happens to work with this one. I get a little bit of that perfumey vibe with this one because of the tuberose, but overall it works. But I don't know, I was just focusing a lot on that floral note in the opening. But other than that, this fragrance is solid. I definitely think it's going to be worth a try. I think you guys can probably find this one at the mall when the malls start opening back up. I think we're opening them up slowly here in Texas, but I'm pretty sure, you can try this one at your local Dillard's or your local Macy's. But, again, I think you guys try this fragrance before you buy it. But if you like the original 1 Million, you're probably going to like this one. And I will say that I do like the original 1 Million still overall out of all the flankers, and I do like Lucky second, and I will go ahead and put 1 Million Parfum third in the flankers. I do really like this fragrance. Again, I don't love it. I'm not going to say go out and blind buy this one, but I definitely think this fragrance is worth a try. So now it's my favorite part of the video, the giveaway. I'm going to give one sample of 1 Million Parfum to one lucky subscriber. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, like this video, and leave your favorite 1 Million flanker in the comments below. I'll pick one winner at random, and I will upload the video onto my Instagram page. Winner will be chosen on Monday, June 1st. Good luck, everyone. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching our video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until the next video, you guys take care. Thanks.